What is the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. Wow, the Minnesota Vikings do it again. Specifically, Sam Darnold does it again. The Minnesota Vikings defeat the Arizona Cardinals 23-22 at home at US Bank Stadium. It was an absolute roller coaster of a game yet again. Instead of last week where the Vikings led by 11, this week the Vikings trailed by 13 in the third quarter. Came all the way back with a great last couple of drives by Sam Darnold. Great leadership, great arm in the pocket, great pocket awareness. And he led the Vikings to a historic win, a dramatic win. We've done it yet again. We've found ourselves in these positions time and time again. And Kevin O'Connell just loves a one-score game as the Vikings head coach. The Vikings are still in the hunt for the NFC 1 seed. They're still one game behind the Detroit Lions, and they're still one game in front of the Green Bay Packers. I bet the Lions and Packers fans were just watching that game on Sunday, just hoping that the Vikings lose. Not today, mate, not today. But before we jump into some of the main talking points from the game, you know what to do. Whack the like button, give my channel a subscription. It means the world. We're trying to hit 50 subscribers before the end of the year. Touch and go whether that would happen, but I'm just enjoying the ride, commentating on Minnesota Vikings and Chelsea football content at the moment. Hopefully me and Sam will link up to do a podcast in the next week or two as well. So yeah, stay tuned guys, B2B Sports is the place to be. But yes, the Vikings are 10-2 once again under the Kevin O'Connell regime. As Will Raggett's reports here, the Vikings have been 10-2 or better through 12 games, just 8 times in 61 seasons from 1961 to 2021. Then Kevin O'Connell showed up and did it twice in 3 seasons. That is an incredible achievement. I think we're incredibly grateful to have a head coach like Kevin O'Connell in the building. And I think he thrives in these one-score games too. The Vikings have had 24 one-score wins since 2022, which is the most in the NFL during this span. The only head coach with a better record with one-score games than Kevin O'Connell is the one and only John Madden. Now all the naysayers, all the Packers, the Lions fans will come out and say, well, you should beat these teams by more often. It's fluke, it's luck, you're fraudulent, the lot. But in reality, this tells me that this team has heart. This team won't give up. It has grit. A lot of the teams, the Vikings teams in the past would have rolled over and allowed the Cardinals to beat them yesterday. But not this team under Kevin O'Connell. They never know when to give up. And they keep fighting. They keep clawing. Fight, as the Vikings chant goes. This is seriously a resilient group. And like I said in the introduction, they were 11 points up against the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears came back and took it to overtime, and they found it within themselves to have a great drive in overtime to win the game. This time round, they were 13 points down in the third quarter. They came all the way back. A couple of great drives from Sam Darnold. So they've proved that they can work their way through adversity in multiple different ways, multiple games at home and away this season. And I just think that is going to be absolutely pivotal in the playoffs. Sam Darnold, man, what an absolute baller. I was so impressed with Sam Darnold this game. Yes, the offense didn't click in the first half. We need to work on getting a full game of football together underneath us. But Sam Darnold in clutch drives is incredible. I said it before in previous episodes, but when he doesn't have time to think, it's when he's at his best. Some of those throws were incredible. The one to Addison over the defender. There was one to Jefferson on 4th and 7. There was another one to Jefferson in triple coverage. You know, the movement and the pocket awareness for that Johnny Munt touchdown was outstanding. And that is really a part of his game that is seriously underrated. His movement in the pocket, his pocket awareness, realising when the pocket is collapsing. He didn't have the best protection today from the O-line, but he moved the chains on multiple occasions when the Vikings needed him the most. He just continues to go up gears, up levels, and lead this team to victory time and time again. And if he continues to play like this, the Vikings have got a massive headache on their hands. What to do next season with JJ McCarthy, Daniel Jones, etc. He said in his post-game interview that he loves this team, he loves playing for this team, and there's nowhere else that he would rather play. And yeah, the Vikings have got a bit of a headache on their hands because he is playing at an all-pro level at the minute. And just to add to that, Will Raggett's again. Sam Darnold is now tied with 2009 Brett Favre and 2000 Dante Culpepper for the most games, 10, with the 100 plus passer rating by a Vikings quarterback in a single season. There are 5 games left in the season as well. Just massive props to Sam Darnold at this point. And as we turn our heads to the Atlanta Falcons coming into US Bank Stadium, we'll look at Kirk Cousins' stats from this past weekend. Total opposite, really. Kirk Cousins gave the game away for the Falcons. 4 interceptions on the day. You've got Sam Darnold that's cleaned his interceptions up of recent weeks. And yeah, I don't want to be bitter. Kirk Cousins made his bed. He's got to lie in it. I respected everything that he did for the Vikings, and I was gutted when he decided to leave. But you've got to be thinking that Cameron Bynum, Byron Murphy, Harrison Smith, they're going to be licking their lips to see whether they can pick off Kirk Cousins this coming Sunday. Now we've got to talk about Aaron Jones. He's got the fumbling bug well and truly. He fumbled again on the Vikings' first possession, and he fumbled later in the game. A little bit more importance on that one as the Cardinals picked up the ball, and he looked down. He looked solemn on the bench. He looked like he just wanted some time to himself, and it's not the standards that we're used to seeing from Aaron Jones. I was so pleased for him that he managed to get that touchdown in the end, especially after he dropped that dime of a pass from Darnold in the fourth. Yeah, this is something he's really got to clean up. These moments, especially in the playoffs, will end games if you give the ball to the opposition. You can't be making those mistakes. And rightly so, he sat out a couple of snaps after that. Ty Chandler and Cam Akers got a bit more of the carries. But it's a big area of concern for the Vikings. And I don't know whether it's like the kicker, whether you get the yips as a kicker, and whether you get the same sort of feeling as a running back and you sort of start to overthink carrying the football. But yeah, he seriously needs to fix up. But ultimately, he got the TD, he got the game-winning TD. And yeah, we're all hoping for better for Aaron Jones next game. Another massive player for the Vikings today was Jonathan Greenard. He just does not give up. Late in the fourth quarter, he's running himself to empty on the gas tank, trying to get to the quarterback. He had a quiet day in all 3 quarters before that, but the fourth quarter he came alive, again sacking the quarterback or causing chaos for the quarterback in that last quarter, stripping the ball out of Kyler Murray's hands and pushing the Cardinals back to near impossible sort of yardage, really. What a player he's been for the Vikings. Danielle Hunter was a massive loss in the pass rush area, but bringing in Jonathan Greenard, he's performing on Danielle Hunter's level and higher this year. Again, it's those big plays where you got to have it. You lean on your big playmakers, and again, he's stepped up for the Vikings. Just an outstanding defensive player. And also on the defensive side of things, Will Raggett's is providing all the stats for this video today. The Vikings lead the NFL with 18 defensive interceptions in 12 games. That's already their highest total since they had 21 in 2006. And those interceptions today came from Byron Murphy, and Shaq Griffin came away with the crucial one late on in the game. Now the cornerbacks were tested today. Stephon Gilmore looked like he went down with a hamstring injury. And Kevin O'Connell said they kept him out to try and protect him a little bit, trying to protect a long-term injury. Moreau came on and got cooked a little bit by Kyler Murray, so it was super important for Shaq Griffin to come up clutch there. Now, have the Vikings got a couple of injury concerns going into the following weeks? Harrison Smith was kept out for a series. You've got Stephon Gilmore now who'll be waiting on. Will Right guard is eligible to be cleared from IR next week, but we haven't heard anything from there. Ivan Pace is still on IR and will hopefully be back towards the last couple of games of the season. But these are those moments where you're really going to have to lean on everyone and lean on the squad that Kwesi has built. For instance, Redmond came up clutch today, an undrafted free agent, and when James Conner was just running the ball down the Vikings' throat, he came up and produced some big tackles for loss to the Cardinals. This is a team game, this is a team effort. And one play I want to highlight as well along those lines is the block from Cam Akers on that Sam Darnold to Johnny Munt's touchdown. It will go severely unnoticed, but it was key, it was crucial, and it just proves how much of a team game the NFL is, the American football is, and how much we're going to have to lean on everyone in the next coming weeks. The O-line got exposed a little bit today. Sam Darnold was under some serious pressure and got sacked multiple times yet again. And some of them were pretty brutal as well, straight down the middle. And the Cardinals seem to have a guy free at every given opportunity. The blitz game is quite heavy, similar package to what the Vikings do to other opponents. All it takes is one big hit, one big injury, and that could potentially be the Vikings season. On paper, the Vikings have one of the best O-lines in the game, but that interior O-line seems to get rushed and sort of battered and bruised more often than not. So yes, an area that we have to clean up alongside the fumbles from Aaron Jones. I think it's a testament to the Minnesota Vikings defense and Brian Flores as well. We've faced multiple different types of QBs. In recent weeks, we've faced a more mobile QB that can sort of pull a play out of nowhere in Kyler Murray and Caleb Williams. And yeah, we've got the thing done. We've got the jobs done. We've managed to contain them, not the whole game, but when it matters most. And that is crucial. And it's funny, when the Vikings scored their first touchdown of the game to make it 19-13, I was confident that the defense could get a stop or at least force them to a field goal, which they did do in the end. But in reality, in past seasons under the Donachelle defense, you just knew that there was going to be no chance because the opposition would fire back and score another TD to make it out of reach. But you always have that confidence in the Minnesota Vikings defense, and that is so comfortable. It's such a comfortable feeling, and one that I won't take for granted for sure. So there you have it. The Minnesota Vikings win streak continues. 2 5-game winning streaks in one season. That's just crazy, man. That is crazy. And I love all the Vikings fans throwing it out there that the Detroit Lions are 11-1, the first time ever in their history. I think the best season they're having in their history. Yet the Vikings are 10-2 and just messed around in a transitional year with Sam Darnold. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, as I said, the Atlanta Falcons coming to US Bank Stadium next week. Again, we've got to be favourites for that one. The Falcons will probably bring the same sort of challenges as the Cardinals. They're a team vying for the playoffs, 6-6. And yeah, we've got to be on an A game. Obviously, we know what Kirk Cousins can bring. It might be even Penix Jr. If they decide to sit Cousins after his performance last week. We know what Cousins brings, and we've got to bring our A game. No fumbles from Aaron Jones, please. And also, the Detroit Lions face the Packers on Thursday. Who do you want to win that one? For me, I like the Packers to win. I want a shot at the number 1 seed, albeit someone's got to lose, and hopefully we can be a little bit more comfortable in this division. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the game. The Minnesota Vikings defeat the Arizona Cardinals 23-22. Tense game, but this is the Vikings way. And also let us know your thoughts on that Sam Darnold performance as well. But as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. I really, really appreciate it. SKOL Vikes, and peace out.